Clara, good morning.
Good morning.
We are here at the Cosy Cottage today, aren't we?
This is it, yeah, this is it. This is where it all started. Well, not in the garden in this exact place, but in the house down there, yes.
Yeah, but we've decided to come out in the garden this morning because it's
We
so
have.
lovely, isn't it? It's so
It
warm.
is, it is.
All the birds chirping.
All the birds and the bees.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So today, Clara, we're going to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about common myths to do with soap.
Yes.
Because this was you brought this up, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Somebody must have mentioned it to you about restless legs.
Yeah, yeah.
So should we start with that one?
Yeah, so there is this syndrome that people get that stops them sleeping where they can't stop moving their legs.
Yeah.
And actually, when I raised this, among friends and people, quite a lot of people have this, and it's a real nuisance.
It is, yeah.
Because have you had it?
No, my grandma suffers with it
Oh,
though. She's
right.
always going on about her restless legs, yeah.
Right. So anyway, I looked up somewhere once about, things that soap is good for.
Yeah.
And suddenly this thing came up about soap can cure restless leg syndrome.
Yeah.
And apparently what you do is you put a bar of soap under the sheet.
Okay.
You make the bed again on top of the soap.
Yeah.
And then you go to sleep in the bed, and apparently it cures restless leg syndrome.
What is the theory behind that?
So I would have to say it does sound a bit old wives' tale-ish.
A smidge.
But as with many old wives' tales,
Yeah.
there actually are a lot of people that find it helpful.
Yes.
So I did ask around, and I do frequently actually ask around about this one, about whether anybody's tried it, and absolutely loads of people
that crazy?
say when they do it and they put this bar of soap under and it actually helps.
Isn't that crazy?
And it did occur to me that could be an explanation,
Oh.
which might be that actually with this sort of rather pointy rectangular lump under the sheet,
Yeah.
maybe it's sort of, your legs have something that's sort of poking them and stimulating them a bit. I don't know, that was all I could think
That
of.
is interesting.
All I could think of.
Well, we did an Instagram post about it.
We did,
And a couple of
we
people
did.
commented or
They
messaged to
did.
say, yes, this
Yes,
works.
I don't
So-
know why, but it works. Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
It's not any particular type of soap, so it can't be the essential oils.
No,
Very interesting.
no,
Who
just
knows?
a bar of soap.
Right, so let's move on to our next myth,
Okay.
which is about the weather.
Ah,
Can soap predict the weather, Clara?
so this is a really good one. This is a really good one because, as we know, fir cones can predict the weather
They
with
can,
their
yeah.
opening and closing, and a lot of what the fir cone thing is about humidity and temperature.
Yeah.
And actually, soap itself, because of the glycerin content in soap, glycerin being a byproduct of the process by which soap is made.
Yeah.
Is actually quite sensitive to moisture in the air. So the glycerin in the soap does tend to absorb moisture from the atmosphere.
Right, okay.
And when there is heavy moisture in the atmosphere, high humidity, or when it's very cold and the moisture in the atmosphere is encouraged to condense, you do find sometimes on soaps that you're storing that they will appear wet on the surface. And that's not because something's coming out of the soap, it's because moisture is being pulled towards the soap.
Right, okay.
So we always advise when people come on our soap making courses, keep your soap at an ambient temperature. Don't leave it in a cool, freezing cold garage where it might get damp and cold. But an ambient temperature, a sort of house temperature. Yeah, room temperature. And not in a very, very humid environment.
Okay.
So building on that then, if soap tends to absorb water in high humidity, it will, lather much more quickly when it's got that water on the surface of it.
Yeah.
And so, it can predict the weather.
Okay.
A barometer is measuring pressure and things like that. The soap is measuring the humidity.
Isn't that interesting?
It's great, yeah.
So
again,
there is a little
truth.
something in there.
Absolutely, there's truth.
Can it predict a thunderstorm though? If your soap lathers
If
well,
it were,
does that mean?
if it were associated with high humidity, which it
I
could
suppose
well be.
potentially it could be.
Could
Yeah,
well be.
potentially.
Yeah.
That's so fantastic. Right, next one, Clara.
Okay.
Can carrying your soap in your
Yep.
pocket bring you good luck, and can soap absorb negative energy? That's kind of two that we've put into one.
Bringing good luck. Okay.
Bringing good luck.
Okay.
Can it bring you good luck?
Well, I mean, it certainly brought me good luck.
Yeah.
Now, this is a bit of a difficult one. I think it's probably to do with your state of mind.
Oh, do you know?
And,
yes.
what am I going to do today to make myself feel happy? I know I'll do something daft,
Yeah.
like put a bar of soap in my pocket,
Yeah.
and I'll walk around,
Something
and
clean.
only I know
Yes.
that I've got a bar of
Yes.
soap in my pocket,
My lucky
and that
bar
makes
of
me
soap.
feel perhaps a little bit clever and a little bit happier.
Potentially, not sure. Right, the last one then. Can soap wash away the evil eye in babies?
Oh my goodness, this one is a
Yes,
strange one.
yes.
This one is a strange one. So I worked a long time ago for many years in the Middle East, and several of the ladies who'd had babies, I became very friendly with a
Yes.
lot of the local ladies there through work and connections. And some of them used to tell me about this phenomenon called the evil eye, which was something about other people being jealous when they'd had a baby.
Oh.
And so rather than, thinking to themselves that the person was looking at the baby because they were admiring its beauty, they were saying to me, be a little bit careful, because we have this phenomenon here where it's sometimes, by some people, they were being kind, they were warning me,
Yes.
interpreted as, jealousy, which is the evil eye.
Interesting.
Which is really interesting. And it is, I suppose it's a very different way of interpreting things we do in
Yes,
different cultures.
yes.
And I actually was in Greece recently, and I read something about the evil eye. There is this design on
Yes.
many of their jewellery and artifacts. And again, I read about this evil eye associated with envy and jealousy
Okay.
and things like that there. So the evil eye then, I've talked about the evil eye as a phenomenon. Does soap help with it? Well, probably not, because actually I'm not sure the evil eye really exists anyway.
no.
There's good people all around us in all countries and all cultures.
Absolutely, yeah. Right, that's fantastic. Have I missed any? I don't think so. I think that's probably
you
the main
probably have
ones.
missed some of the more outrageous
Yes,
ones, but
but if there are any that we've missed,
Yeah.
and you're listening, you're thinking, oh, you've not said that one, just drop a comment, or
Yep.
you can send us a message on Instagram or an email to the service at Cosy Cottage
Yep.
email address, because we'd love to hear them, because it's very interesting to
It
discuss,
is,
isn't it?
it
And
is.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Different cultures have these different
Yeah.
myths and
Yeah.
old wives' tales.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also, Clara, you can find all of our soap available online.
you
can't
can.
You? That
Excellent for restless leg
Excellent
syndrome.
for restless
Excellent to put outside and predict the weather.
bring you good luck.
I'm sure you haven't got the evil eye around any of
No.
you, but it will also bring you good luck. Pop it in your pocket.
Absolutely, yeah. So you can find all that on our website, cosycottagesoap.co.uk, or pop into our model store and you can see us in the flesh.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much, Clara.
All right. Thank you.